What's up, my good people? This is Joey Young. Today we're talking about how to develop a skill quickly, how to take advantage of skill development. And this is so important because I hear everyone talking these days about opportunities for side hustles, opportunities for passive income, opportunities at Bitcoin that's going to provide a 200% ROI. AI is an opportunity. Oh, if you only switch jobs every 6 months, you'd make so much more. Like, there's so much noise out there about how to take advantage of these opportunities. And I don't hear people talking about something that I think is even more important, and that's the ability to choose a skill and to develop it. And I think this is important because when you develop a skill, you're not just taking advantage of some one-time opportunity, you're getting yourself in a position where you can leverage something for the rest of your life. You can take a skill that you developed and use it wherever you go, whatever you do. So how do we develop skills instead of take advantage of opportunities? Well, here's the thing. It starts with a mindset. You have to believe that you can develop this skill, that you have the capability, that it's possible for you. And a lot of people are challenged by this. They don't feel like they can come up to the standard of some of the people and the role models they see around them in terms of the skills that they have developed. But I'm here to tell you, my friend, like, you've got the ability. You can develop the skill. It's the first step of developing a skill is just saying to yourself, you know what? I can't do that right now, but I believe I can do it. I believe I can figure that skill set out if I put in the hours and I take the time and I look at the mentors and I read the books. Like, it's possible for me. And I'm telling you, you've got at least one skill that you have developed over the past 3 years that 3 years ago, your past self would have been surprised or even impressed with yourself because you developed that skill. There's something that you can think of, I'm sure, where you have not been proficient in it and now you've developed that skill set. So let's take a moment to just believe that you can do it. You can develop this skill set, okay? Once we got that, we're actually going to choose the specific skill. Notice we're not talking about how to develop the skill yet. It'll come later. But we have to first just talk about, all right, how am I going to choose which skill I want to develop? It can't be vague. It can't be something where you're not really sure what it looks like when you've accomplished that skill, because then you're just kind of go forever without feeling like you have any sense of completion or any sense of mastery, because you'll just have something general like, I want to be better at public speaking, or I want to be able to write a really good report. You know, something vague like that is not going to be helpful. So let's take a concrete example. Like, you want to be able to close 40% of prospects on sales calls. Okay, just as an example. You might have a goal for your business that you want to develop a skill for. You might have something in your career where you know if you develop a skill in that area, it'll accelerate it very quickly. Whatever it is, let's take that skill and let's define it. So let's say, for example, 40% of sales calls you want to close. You want to develop that skill. That's a solid skill we can develop, specific one. The second step here, so we've got the belief, we've got the skill defined, so this is the third step really, is to do some research about how you might go about developing that skill. Okay, so now we're talking about where can we find the information we need and the structure we need to develop this skill. And so we're talking to potential mentors or role models who have this skill and who've had it for many years and who we respect. We're asking to get coffee with them. We're asking for their advice. We're looking for potentially even a sort of long-term meeting relationship where they might help you over a set number of weeks or months. We're looking at books we can read, and not just one, but maybe 2, 3, or 4 from different perspectives on this topic. How can we get wisdom from the hundreds of years of history and from many different people with different backgrounds on how to develop this skill? We're looking at online courses. We're looking at how we can research experts in the online world to develop this skill set. We might even be looking for a coach to help us along our way and keep staying accountable to developing this skill. And we're just looking at blogs, we're looking at videos, anything. So we're just doing a bunch of research on what's available to develop this skill. And the last step is bringing it all together. So we've got the goal to develop the skill that's specific. We've got a bunch of research. Now, the last step is to create the curriculum. Create a curriculum. Just like you're in college and you're taking a college course, there's a curriculum for that skill. There's a plan for your learning in that semester. That's why you pay to go to college, because they have something that you don't have. They have a skill, they have knowledge, and their job is to put it in a box and say, here's how you develop this skill throughout this semester. We're going to have lectures, we're going to have readings, we're going to have papers you have to do, we're going to have tests you have to take, and that's how you develop a skill in college. So that's what we're going to do for ourselves, but with this real world skill that we want for our life or for our business. So if you want to close 40% of sales calls, maybe you're saying, okay, I'm going to take this online course here, I'm going to read these 3 books, I'm going to ask these 2 people for advice, and I'm going to practice on these specific ways on these specific days. So you've got all the knowledge and all the practice built right into your curriculum over the next 3 months. And that's how you take all that big fuzzy feelings and goals around developing a skill and wanting to become better and downloading it into an actual tangible plan for yourself. You say, I believe I can do this. You specify the skill you want to develop. You do some research, and then you say, you know what, here's the curriculum for me to go ahead and learn that skill, and then you go out and do it. And I'll share just a short example of how I did this. I had a goal at work to improve our leadership team meetings and our big quarterly meetings that we have at work. I was finding that the way I was facilitating these leadership team meetings didn't work very well. We always got off on tangents. We always went overtime on the meetings, and sometimes we'd even not get to really important topics despite the fact that we went overtime. And so they were just a source of frustration. They weren't very effective. So I specified what I wanted to do, and I said, you know what, I want to get these meetings down to an hour and a half max. They're scheduled for an hour and a half. They're not going to go any longer than that. If I can just get everything done in an hour and a half, I'll say I've done my job. I've developed the skill of a great meeting because we've accomplished everything we need to accomplish in that 90 minutes. And then I did some research. I looked up some tools, some books. I said, looked at some mentors and looked at how they might be able to help me. And then I developed a curriculum and a practice plan that I implemented over several months. And now our weekly leadership team meetings, our big quarterly meetings are actually something I look forward to because they're tight, they're effective, they're fun, we get a lot of work done, we talk about topics that are actually relevant, and sometimes we even end early. So I know that I've done my job really well. What's that skill for you? What is something that you want to develop that you know you can do that maybe you just don't have a structure for right now or you're not really going after? What skill is that for you? I challenge you over the next 6 months to develop that skill. Don't go after any opportunities for the next 6 months. Just try to develop a skill in the next 6 months. Tune out all the noise of all the things you could be doing and say, you know what? This is me. This is the goal. The skill that I'm going to have by the end of the year is X, and that's what's going to happen. I'm not going to look left or right. I'm not going to chase these opportunities. I'm going to get this skill and watch your life elevate. It'll be so much fun. So remember, until next time, my friends, you're doing better than you think and you're worth more than you know. Hey, if you like this video, I know you're gonna love the free weekly Super Cycle Method training linked in the description below. It's a course that I created to help you to finally get control of your to-do list, get rid of the overwhelm you feel right now, and to finally carve out that space in your week to accomplish that really important goal that you've had for a while. Whether it's to upgrade your career, start or grow your business, or maybe just develop that skill you've wanted to develop. The Weekly Super Cycle Method is a weekly planning course to help you to get all of that done while not increasing the overall hours you worked. It's a really awesome system. I know you'll love it. Click the link in the description. I'll shoot an email over to you with a link to it right now. And did I mention it's free? It's totally free to you. And hey, like and subscribe to this video. If you enjoyed this, that'll help spread the message here to other people on this platform. And take a moment to share this video with 3 of your friends. Just grab the link to the video and shoot it in a text. Say, hey, I really enjoyed this. Check it out. You know, nothing better than loving on your friends with some great free content on personal and professional development. So take a moment to share this video with 3 of your friends. And hey, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support.